Hi everyone, Kim here. In today's video, I want to share with you something I just discovered recently, ordered super fast, and I'm going to plant it up today, and that is Barbados cherry trees. So I had never heard of them before, but once I did, I knew I had to have some. They are drought resistant, they love the heat, they love full sun, and they're super productive. And they taste delicious. So what is not to like? Now I'm going to share with you how they were delivered, which kind of was a surprise when I found them on my doorstep much sooner than I expected and not in a package I expected. So this is the box that was on my front porch, and it's only about 18 inches long and about 5 inches wide. Now I really couldn't believe it was my order, because how could 2 trees fit in this little slim box? But they did. Let me show you. So here they are. They arrived in great condition, and not only that, but 1, 2, and a third free gift. I couldn't believe it when I saw this, and they're wrapped super well, with plenty of soil that is still nice and moist. And there are a lot of roots in there. And so I need to get these planted. These are Barbados cherry trees. Acerola cherries is another name. I'll put the scientific name on the screen since I don't know how to pronounce it. And they are in really good shape with new growth at the top. The leaves are nice and soft and tender. Everything looks great. What I couldn't believe about this, in addition to the free third tree gift she sent, was that they arrived so quickly. Because I'm in California, these came all the way from Florida, and not only did she ship them the same day I ordered them, but they came in, I'd have to check the dates exactly, but not more than 3 days. Maybe even just 2. Well, the first tree I took out had quite a bit of soil around its root ball. This one, however, as soon as I unwrapped it, all the soil fell off. But, I'm not upset. I think this is fine. It's got a lot of roots on it, and the tree itself is in really good shape. So, gonna get this in soil right away. So here's the first Acerola cherry, or Barbados cherry, planted up. Looking super nice, I think. I'm really happy with these. Now, Barbados cherries, also called West Indian cherries and Wild Crepe Myrtles, they have pinkish lavender flowers, and their fruit starts green, of course, but it gets to be red and then a dark maroon. That's when they're ripe and ready to eat. And they have a wonderful, sweet, slightly tart, but mostly sweet cherry taste. And they are full of vitamins, vitamin A, vitamin B1, 2, and 3, and mostly vitamin C. In fact, they are thought to have the equivalent of 10 to 12 oranges worth of vitamin C. So a really healthy fruit, as well as delicious. And here's the second tree planted up, looking also very good. And they like a regular soil, neutral pH. They prefer it to be very well draining, so that's something to keep in mind. And you can see I'm starting them in pots. And actually, when I finish this video, I'm going to move them down onto my covered patio, which gets filtered sun all day, because for the first several weeks, they need to be sheltered from the direct sun. All right, and here is that third tree, the free gift one, much smaller, as you can see, and it did have quite a few less roots than the others, but still, it does look very healthy. I think it's going to do just fine. Now, these Barbados cherries love full sun. In fact, I first heard about them on the YouTube channel Arizona Fruit Trees, and I've gotten a lot of my recommendations from them, because I figure if the fruit tree, this tropical fruit tree here, can survive and thrive in Arizona, then it can certainly survive and thrive here in Northern California. But again, the first few weeks to month, it shouldn't be out in that intense sun. So yes, we're going to start it off in filtered sun on my patio. Now later, maybe next year or the year after, I could easily transplant these to the ground, because they do great in ground, but they also do wonderful in pots. So you could grow one on your balcony, Or you can grow them the way a lot of people do, as hedges, because if you plant 3 or 4 together, they make a very thick hedge full of fruit. Now, birds do like them, but from what I've read, they only pick on a few of the cherries and leave the rest alone. And so I think I'm going to be harvesting a lot more of these than I do off of my regular cherry trees. As far as height goes, they basically grow between about 6 feet and 15 feet if you did not keep them shorter and prune them. However, they're very easy to keep small. In fact, a lot of people, from what I've researched, grow them as bonsai trees. But I'm probably going to keep mine, like I do most of my fruit trees, at about 6 to 7 feet because that's how it'll be easy for me to harvest. So I'm really happy to add these new Barbados cherries to my fruit tree collection, and I was so pleased and surprised to get them so quickly and in such good condition. Just watering them in. Now these trees, like a lot of tropical trees, are hardy down to 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. They do not like a freeze. So they would be fine here with no protection 95% of the time. However, we get down to 26, 27 Fahrenheit at the very lowest, maybe once or twice a winter, and sometimes not at all, but you know, you can't be sure. Now, if you follow my channel and you've watched some of my other fruit tree videos, you know that in addition to the fruit trees we think of as regular, you know, apples, pears, peaches, figs, plums, those kinds of things, I recently did start collecting these tropicals, and some of them do just fine here even when it gets cold, but others struggle. Just last year I bought 5 new tropical trees, peanut butter tree, which is a Bunchosia armeniaca, and a white pear guava, and a black sapote chocolate pudding fruit, and some Suriname cherries. And they did well to varying degrees. The Suriname cherry did fabulous. The black sapote did really well. One of the peanut butter trees died, and one did fine. In fact, here's the one that did fine, sending out new growth right now. The one that died, I had taken and experimented in a different microclimate with it, and it didn't like that. Anyway, point being, I definitely want to build a greenhouse, small maybe, but definitely a greenhouse, so that I can put my more vulnerable tropical trees and citrus trees in it during the winter just to be safe. So you definitely can grow these even if you have a cold winter, as long as you can take them somewhere like a greenhouse or a heated room in your house. It doesn't have to be super warm. It can be your garage if that's above 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and then they'll do just fine. Now, to me, it is definitely going to be worth having a little greenhouse, in addition to all the other benefits that would give me, like starting seeds in it and such. I would really appreciate the ability to grow trees that like it a little bit warmer in the winter than we get here. Because it's fun, isn't it? And I want to enjoy all that delicious fruit. So thanks for joining me today, and I encourage you, go get some Barbados cherries, some Acerola cherries, some Wild Crepe Myrtle, whatever you want to call them, and grow them for yourself. Wherever you are, it can be done, and I think it's well worth it. And remember, you can create the life you want and the garden you want. So why not start right now? See you next time, folks.